Current leader in the video vote, Talking Heads, and there's still plenty of time to ring in, so please do. We're here till 6 o'clock. There's time to show loads more. I think I ought to warn you also that some of the people who've seen earlier this evening decided to stay around and form what can loosely be described, I suppose, as a group. And this motley assemblage of, I'm sure, vast musical talent will be performing soon, so you've been warned. Now, Phil Collins released his first single back in 1981, first solo single. They went straight to the top of the charts, and he hasn't looked back since. And he now sells mind-bending quantities of concert tickets and records, and a lot of people naturally assume that his days with Genesis are over. And how wrong they were. What has made him take 1 year off and get back with Banks and Rutherford? These and other mysteries are about to be revealed. Genesis.
We've all been doing stuff on our own. I think everyone assumes that as soon as you start doing things on your own, that's the end of the band. And it's never been any doubt between the three of us that, you know, we always get together every so often when all the time presents itself to do something. So I think it's just something to write about, basically, the people that say that we're splitting up or have split up.
There's so much you promised. How could I ever forget?
Working this way, we start with, I don't know, a drum machine just starts playing, or a rhythm or a riff or something.
Is that the drum machine over there?
No, so you can't even hold his sticks
Can't
anymore.
hold sticks anymore. Over the hill.
His drumming days are over.
You know I want to, but I'm in too deep. So listen to me. Oh, you must believe me. I can feel your eyes go through me, but I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to. It's great if you, to get on with people for that as long as we have done. I don't want to sound like Rick Parfitt now, but we just keep on rocking, man.
You know I love you, but I just can't take this. You know I love you, but I'm playing for keeps. Although I need you, I'm not gonna make this. You know I want to, but I'm in too deep.
How did you come to join this group of lads from Charterhouse?
Well, that was just another one of those adverts, you know, another in the long line of auditions. And I went with a friend of mine who used to be in Flaming Youth with me, which is the band I was in previous to Genesis. And we went along, and his Morris Minor, my drums in the back, and his guitar, because they wanted a guitar player as well, and went down to Chobham, which is where Peter's parents live, Peter Gabriel's parents. And this was luxury compared to what I was used to. I mean, I was used to about £5 a week with this band, Flaming Youth. And Genesis were offering 10, which was 200%.
We really were lacking, I think, a bit in just sort of in a solid base to the band. We had the ideas, and we had a lot of ideas in terms of sounds, and, you know, we were trying to be very ambitious musically, but we didn't have the drummer to cope with it at the time. And we really had to tell the drummer everything to do in those days.
They sent me out to the swimming pool to have a swim while they were auditioning the guys that were ahead of me. And, of course, I could hear everything that was going on, and I could see these other guys' mistakes. I mean, one guy warmed up for 10, 15 minutes with a drum solo. Well, I knew that was the wrong attitude to take, so I didn't do that. And by the time I actually played, I knew all the bits that they were auditioning people with, you know. So I kind of, I'd like to think that I would have got it anyway, but at the same time, it was a bit of cheating involved.
You came in and you seemed to just make the whole thing work. Because in my books, you know, you record a song or you write a song, and then the drums come in and they kind of give it that lift and that human element. Phil, I think, was like all drummers tend to be, which is very up individuals. In the group, the drummer is nearly always the kind of the joker, the funny man, the one who's got that light element, which works very well amongst the other 3 or 4 moody musicians, you know.
I was, I think, welcomed in a way, because I was a refreshing change. You know, that I was class clown for quite a while when I joined, because, you know, my upbringing from being at the stage school was totally the opposite. Very precocious, anything goes, you know, say what you feel. As opposed to the way Mike and Tony and Peter had been brought up, which was, you know, quite closeted in a way.
We were a bit tense, always. You know, I'm quite a tense person, and I remember endless arguments, particularly between Peter and myself. You know, we used to shout at each other all the time, and Phil used to sometimes get very frightened, didn't know what was going on at all. You know, but then he'd sort of find his own kind of niche, and he made it sort of easier. I think it was quite an important addition. I think that was probably at that stage was one of the most important things he did. Really, was to sort of keep us a bit sort of saner.
I remember we read about bands like Family that were getting £1,000 a night, and Yes were getting £1,000 a night. So we knew it could be done, but it didn't have to take a long time to get going. I mean, actually, the first time the earnings really jumped was when Supper's Ready, really, 72, 73, when Peter Gabriel started wearing hats and masks.
If you go down to the low farm to look for butterflies, flutterbugs, gutterflies, open your eyes, it's full of surprise, everyone lies like the fox on the rocks, and the musical box.
William Friedkin, who directed The Exorcist, he had read some sleeve notes on the back of the first live album cover, and he thought they were surreal and quite exciting to, you know, the mind who wrote these would be interesting to work with, and that was Peter. So he asked Peter if he'd collaborate on a screenplay with him, and he said that he'd like to do it, and would we stop the album while he did that? And of course we were on a roll, you know, and we said, no, if you want to leave, if you want to do it, you're going to have to leave. I mean, it sounds completely unreasonable at the time, but at the time it seemed more logical. So he said, okay, well, I'll leave, you know. So he left for a couple of weeks while we were doing The Lamb, writing it. And William Friedkin, I guess, panicked. He said, I don't want to split the band up, you know, I mean, it's only an idea, it might not even work. So Peter came back.
I mean, from a musical point of view, the last thing I wanted him to do was to leave, you know. We got on really well, and he was a close friend and everything. But just after that, I think we sort of felt that we were never quite sure how long he was going to be around for and everything. Also on the Lamb Lies Down album, he wanted to write all the lyrics, which he did, which was a sort of new thing. And I think he was finding it less and less easy to sing other people's words, which is fair enough. And I think in all senses it was kind of slight relief when he left, although we knew he had an awful lot of problems to overcome in terms of finding a singer and all that. And also the fact that the whole image of the band was totally wrapped up in Peter Gabriel.
I think everyone is as important as everyone else. It's the combination of people. And in fact, when Peter left, I think, there was a kind of feeling against him. Suddenly it was like, well, what was he doing? And that was so wrong, because he was very important.
We had all agreed to stay together, that we were sort of determined to show people that it was a band, and it wasn't Pete's backing band, you know. So we got together in Acton, Churchfield Road in Acton, and got a rehearsal studio and started writing. And we wrote what was to become A Trick of the Tail, which was, at that time was our best album.
We spent the first 3 months trying out singers. And then we suddenly realised that every time he sang the song to show them how to do it, they would do it, and he sounded better than them.
So I said, well, let me have a go.
Even after we recorded the album, we decided to look for singers, because we thought, well, he can't play drums and sing, and he'll never leave drumming. And then he said, well, what about I go up singing and get a drummer in? So we said, oh, all right. And we were quite surprised. And And it worked.
They got no horns and they got no tail. They don't need no resistance. Am I wrong to believe in the city of gold that lies in the distance? Crying wells, they led him away to a cage. Beasts that can talk read the sign. The creatures they pushed and they prodded his frame and questioned his story again. But soon they grew bored of their prey, the beast that can talk, more like a freak or publicity stunt. Oh,
The way it happened was extraordinary because we were doing Seconds Out at the time, mixing Seconds Out. And I was driving into London and I saw him on the street and I said, "Do you want a lift?" Because we were supposed to be mixing the album, you know, we were supposed to all go into the studio. He said, "No, it's all right, I'll call you later." So I got there and Tony and Mike said, "Have you heard?" So I said, "What?" He said, "Steve's left." So I said, "I just saw him," he didn't say anything. Anyway, he called up later and said, "Listen, I thought it was best to tell you on the phone, but, you know, I'm going to leave." So I said, "Oh, OK. All right," and put the phone down. And it was strange. I mean, you know, the way it happened. I mean, if Steve's watching this, I mean, he might feel strange the way I'm talking about it, but it was, by the time these things do happen, it is better that you get it over and done with. As a three-piece, we found a lot more room to breathe. And it wasn't like we were, you know, we were quite excited to be a three-piece instead of a four-piece. It's just the way it happened, and we just decided to carry on.
Steps out in the moonlight at the sound of a scream from below. He thinks he is a warrior, so he picks up his sword and goes. From the mouth of the monster, he rescues the maiden fair. Ah, but we know she's a demon, come to lure him to the demon's lair. Through restless foliage, tall trees he leads to a house in a clearing, a place in Hampshire she calls home. Come with me, I need you. I feel the dark and I feel all alone. I'll give you one food too and something special I've done if you like.
But I think we've always been like it's this old combination thing. People find it hard to understand. And it's the combination of the different talents that you put them together and you come out with this strange element that is, it's like cooking, actually. There's like Genesis, and no one can control it. And people seem to say, you know, what's the next album? What are you planning? And it's not like that. We just go in and we start banging around and things come out and we can't control it. This monster out of control.
Well, I've been waiting here so long, but thinking nothing could go wrong. Well, now I know
think that what I do on my own is the most important thing. And I think Tony and Mike would probably say the same thing in a way. I mean, because you're responsible for it. It's your baby. And the way my thing started as well, it started off as being such an autobiographical thing, that it's such a close thing to me now, that is obviously more important. But I like the idea of being able to do anything I really want. I mean, obviously, I suppose everybody would like that, but I'm very fortunate enough to sort of be able to do my own thing and then do the band thing when we decide to come back together again. And people are, fortunately, not knocking on the door, but I mean, there's people that have asked me to produce their albums, which I'm, you know, love to do. There just isn't enough hours in the day, really.
Genesis still have this thing that that none of us can do it on our own. It's just it's impossible. And I think for the last 5 or 6 years we see ourselves as individual musicians who play in Genesis because we want to, rather than that's me, I'm in a group and that's what I do. And it's through choice.
You need to have other things to do, which present sort of different kinds of challenges, and to be able to do things in a slightly different kind of way. And also on a solo career, there's different kinds of pressures, but in some ways there's much less pressure because less is expected of you. You know, I can do things a little bit more bizarre, which I enjoy doing.
This
I've seen Mike and Tony come out of themselves in the years that I've known them to be totally different. I mean, you wouldn't recognise them as being the same people that I met in 1970, say. And it's great. I think there is a certain kind of wall that gets built up around you if you go to public school. And not knowing, because I never went, but I mean, I can see it at a distance. And struggling free to break out of what you were made. I mean, sort of bred for an extinct cause, in a way. You know, sort of you go to be an officer and a gentleman, but you come out and people don't want officers and gentlemen. You know, you can't, what do you do?
The interesting thing about Phil and Tony is that in the old days we used to have definite roles. Phil would worry about the drums and then the singing, and Tony was the keyboards and me as the drums. And that would be our talent, that was our area. But nowadays, I think as we've matured as musicians, we completely cross over. I mean, one song, someone's adding a fantastic idea on a drum part and they're not the drummer, and vice versa.
But the chemistry between the three of us is fantastic. I mean, I have such a great time. I mean, we do a lot of laughing. I mean, you might not get a lot of it on camera, but the vibe in the band is actually very, very light, and it's, you know, we share a lot of the same sense of humour.
She seems to have an invisible touch. She seems to have an invisible touch. Yeah. She seems to have an invisible touch. Oh, that was fantastic. Wasn't it fantastic?
Great.
It was really fantastic.
I do think, I've just been looking around today, if you look at musicians and the way it works, no one thinks about someone's career. I mean, you know, the idea that jazz musicians and, well, even folk and other musicians, they have a career. And everyone expects them to start off not so good and improve and get better. And I think that the way companies work these days, record companies, there isn't much chance for that. People never think about this young artist who maybe he'll do a couple of okay albums and then slowly, suddenly blossom and develop, which I think we did. We were a bit flaky to start with, definitely. And I think it's a shame, you know, you need to have this sort of, this long-term approach.
There was a Genesis in '67, you know. There was a Genesis in '72, there was a Genesis in '76. But, you know, you and I, you don't read the same kind of books that you used to read when you were, you know, 15 years ago. You don't dress the same way, you don't listen to the same kind of music, and nor do we. And so we are changing as everybody else is changing.
oh, I know you're going, but I can't believe it's the way that you're leaving. It's like we never knew each other at all. It may be my fault. I gave you too many reasons being alone when I didn't want to. I thought you'd always be there. I almost believed you all this time. I still remember everything you said. There's so much you promised. How could I ever forget? Listen, you know I love you, but I just can't take this. You know I love you, but I'm playing for keeps. Although I need you, I'm not gonna make this. You know I want to, but I'm in too deep. So listen to me. I can feel your eyes go through me. It seems to spend too long only thinking about myself. Now I want to spend my life just caring about somebody else. But listen, you know I love you, but